Amongst the questions tonight, can the Citadel deal with Armando Bacot and friends?
Well, one of the things, Ed Conroy, their coach, has been here before at Citadel, and he understands what needs to be done in this building with this crowd and this type of environment. Whether or not his team can execute is something we have to wait and see.
Meeting 20 all-time between the Bulldogs and Tar Heels underway here at the Dean Smith Center. Our officials, Lee Cassell, Ramey Steins, and Jenna Renault. Stephen Clark. And the Bulldogs trying to rebound after a loss 10 days ago against the College of Charleston. Shot clock already under 10, down to 5. Now down to 2. The 3 up. The 3's in. Elijah Morgan from deep.
Citadel has constant ball movement and player movement, and it always causes their opponents a lot of problems.
Love, Davis, Black, Nance, and Bacot, the 5 for the Tar Heels. Black takes a look, puts it on the floor. Now will launch. Out of bounds and back with the Tar Heels.
Citadel defensively has to play a gap-type defense, not allowing Carolina to get a lot of penetration just because of their size.
Catch and shoot from the corner. That's no good. Bacot with the offensive rebound. One of the best in the country in that category. The 3 is in from Caleb Long.
Offensive rebounds normally always come back to hurt you, especially with the shooters North Carolina has.
Durr, Ash, Morgan, Price, and Clark. Price in the lineup tonight to replace David Maynard, who will come in off the bench.
Citadel will go a lot through Clark. They need him to be explosive. There you see him scoring in the paint. He just does so many things for them.
He's a leading scorer for the Bulldogs, averaging 16 per. Down low, hanging and scoring is Leaky Black.
This Carolina team still plays old-fashioned basketball. They play inside out, and they look for penetration. They look to feed the post. They look for dribble drives.
Clark trying to penetrate here, trying to spin off. Tough defense provided by Pete Nance, and he's got the ball. Nance will try it from deep. That's good.
Nance has really stepped up and helped this Carolina team. He can play in the low post. He can also knock down the trail 3.
36% on the year from 3. That's been a weakness for North Carolina this season. Behind the arc. Down low. Price against Bacot. Tough matchup. His layup underneath the rim off the mark. And a Bacot rebound. Into Bacot. Double teamed and a foul. Well, that's among the matchup problems tonight for the Bulldogs.
And that's one of the things Coach Conroy said they can't afford to do is get in foul trouble. The one thing that you see Nance on the trail 3, he's very, very good at that. He's able to space the floor. And when you get that kind of spacing, it gives you easier angles to pass the ball into Bacot in the low post.
Foul charge to Stephen Clark. That's his first.
That's the one guy, Coach, when we asked him in shoot-around who you cannot afford to lose, he said Clark.
And he's so pivotal for the Citadel to have any chance to win this game tonight. He has got to be productive on both ends of the floor.
Without question, but one of the things Carolina does is they always get to the foul line, and that's because they really do a good job of attacking the rim and playing inside out.
10-5 lead for the Tar Heels after the trip to the free throw line by Bacot.
Look for Citadel to space the floor. You get a lot of post-ups and cutters.
And the Brady Spence, who's into the game for the first time. Hook shot, right hand, no good. One and done again for the Bulldogs. Black on the move. Leaning in is Love. Got it, plus the foul.
These Carolina guards are so quick. Whatever you see on television really does not show their quickness and speed. They move the ball. There you see the penetration. And plus, they're very strong, Dirk, around the basket, and they can finish.
Penetration is so key at times to the play of this offense as Love finishes off the three-point play. We talked about the struggles from deep. They can get to the rim pretty effectively, and the guards, when they pick up steam, they can be tough down low.
Well, I think both guards are good shooters. They can make tough shots, but where they're really good is in transition and their quickness in attacking the basket.
Clark on the attack gets that one to go. Tough shot for Stephen Clark, the Charlotte, North Carolina native. He's got 4, and it's a lead of 6.
And that time they had him matched up. Bacot was on him, and he attacked him right away.
Nance throws that one into the lane. Not sure what he saw, and it's a turnover. Gets it right back there. Down the floor. Bacot short on the layup. And a rebound grab by Spence.
I'm not sure if Citadel can play at this pace.
And Madison Durr on the move. A foul picked up by Leaky Black. That'll be his first 6-point lead for the Tar Heels. Georgia Tech on Saturday. Armando Bacot, R.J. Davis. Double doubles each way. That's a pretty productive formula for the Tar Heels.
It really is. And a lot of people talk about the team last year and this year. This is a whole different group. Guys have different roles, and they're finding their way into those roles. But being able to get that kind of balance really will start to be the identity, I think, of this North Carolina team.
5th time since 2000 a pair of Tar Heels go 20-10 in a game. They won their home opener in ACC play. Off the missed 3 by Austin Ash. A Tar Heel possession. Down low, Bacot catches, scores.
He's too deep. You can't let him get that deep. Every time he runs to the front of the rim, the ball is passed to the right, he rolls right. The ball is passed to the left, he rolls to the left. But they always look to get him off the transition.
One of the best low post players in the nation doing work early. 8-point lead for the Tar Heels. Well, a foul coming up here on North Carolina.
Again, Carolina loves to run the floor. There you see Bacot. He gets deep position right in front of the rim. He's hard to handle there. But that's a skill set. I mean, that's not done by accident. I mean, that's planned.
How about sharing the basketball? That's been one of the concerns for Carolina during that 4-game losing streak. Different story in the win against Georgia Tech.
Well, that's always been a part of this Carolina program, sharing the basketball. They were the ones, through Coach Dean Smith, when the guy makes a nice pass, they point at him and thank him for the assist. That's part of the Carolina tradition.
5 North Carolina field goals, helped out by 4 assists thus far. An 8-point lead for North Carolina.
Citadel has to keep moving and keep cutting.
Down low, the layup is in from Brady Spence. So bench productivity among the keys here for the Bulldogs to stay in this game. Seth Trimble into the game for the first time. Puff Johnson getting a look as well. He's got it here. Shot clock to 10 for Trimble. Outside, 3-ball up. That is a little short. Nance, offensive rebound off the miss by Caleb Love. And a trip to the free throw line on the way.
I tell you, Trimble was the guy that made the penetration and created that. They absolutely love him. They love the way he can play either guard spot. They love the way he integrates his game with the rest of the guys. And it really is going to be a tremendous boost for this Carolina team as they get into the heart of ACC play.
And it's good on the first. Coming up next at 9 on ESPN2, Brandon Miller, number 4 Alabama, host Penny Hardaway's Memphis Tigers at Coleman Coliseum. Should be a great one coming up at 9 p.m. The Tar Heels know a lot about Alabama.
That Alabama team is really talented. I tell you, to go into Houston and beat Houston in Houston, that's a tremendous feat.
Previously number 1 in the nation, no longer. courtesy of the Crimson Tide. 5 points so far for Nance. Crossing over. Wow, what a beautiful layup by Elijah Morgan. Morgan, one of the 2 transfer graduate students in this starting lineup for the Bulldogs. He's got 5.
I tell you, Citadel does a great job of moving the basketball. Carolina's going to have to guard the full clock.
Off the Love miss. A new possession. The kick to Trimble. He'll try it from 3. Oh, almost banked that one in. Instead, it's a Jackson Price rebound. Another 3. This time from Morgan. He can't connect there. Trimble into the front court.
Morgan transfer from Notre Dame. That was a little quick, I think, for Coach Conroy's taste.
Johnson, no good on the 3. Offensive rebound by Bacot. Double team, kick out. Now to the baseline. Johnson, his jumper, that's no good. Another offensive rebound by Bacot, but he loses the ball. He's got 6 already here to start. As Clark steps in, lost the ball. Tar Heels with numbers. Johnson in the lane. Johnson's layup, no good, and a blocking foul coming up against the Bulldogs.
That time, Bacot is doing a great job on the offensive glass. I think he's getting a little bit frustrated. He's getting bumped and pushed a little bit. The referees are letting him play. There you see on the transition right there. Great finish. Got underneath of him. But that's the way Carolina likes to play. They really like to get out. They like to fill the lanes. They like to get easy baskets.
Things have gone well for them here to start out the game, up by 6. As the foul picked up by Madison Durr. And for Durr, that's his 2nd.
And that's one of the guys, along with Clark, that Coach Conroy really was concerned with getting in foul trouble because he brings a physical presence.
Also, too, this is a unique experience for the Bulldogs. They don't come here often. They have not played North Carolina since 1991. So this is a challenging environment for the players, and then you have to deal with, obviously, the talent on the floor.
Oh, without question. Most teams come in here, they want to tour the building. I mean, and so they want to see the statues, they want to see the jerseys, you know, they want to see all the memorabilia, and then you have to play a really, really good North Carolina team. So, and that's what I said. I think Coach Conroy has been here before, prepared his team. They came in last night, they did their tour then, and hopefully that they're ready to play today.
You can get lost in the rafters here just staring into space with all the history. If you've never been here before. Clark stripped in the lane after putting it on the floor. Love the drop to Nickel. He'll try it from deep. That's no good. Just rimmed out. Tipped around and controlled by Price.
They really like Nichols on the transition as a shooter.
Nickel scored over 2,900 points in high school. That's another reason why they like him. He can fill it up. Clark has his progress cut off, and it's steal by Nickel. Tyler Nickel on the move. Stripped and out of bounds. It stays with the Tar Heels.
I think Clark is, instead of trying to penetrate and try to shoot over the sides of North Carolina, for Citadel to have any chance, he's going to have to pull up and take the short jump shot.
Trimble will set up shop for Bacot. 8 minutes in. Tar Heels up. Bacot off the glass and in. Armando Bacot, again, position early, 6 points.
Too big, too strong. He does a great job with angles. You have to get him above the block. If he catches it below the block, it's very difficult to stop.
To the block for Clark. Shot clock to 10. The kick out. Top of the arc 3. No good.
Those are the shots that Citadel has to be able to make as Carolina collapses defensively.
Tough layup by Love. And the rebound controlled by the Bulldogs. And David Maynard, who's in the game. Maynard coming in off the bench after starting previously. Ash launches and scores. Wow. That was unorthodox, but it went in.
Ash is a big-time shooter. The problem is sometimes he has a hard time getting the shot off because he's not really quick of foot. But that time he got it. He said, I'm open and I'm letting it fly.
The Iowa transfer with his team-leading 30th three-pointer of the season. Bacot. Now up top, Nickel tries a three. That's no good, a little bit too strong. Over to Caleb Love. Love, the feed to Bacot and the hammer.
That's how unselfish this Carolina team is. I tell you, I was at the ACC Media Day, and those guys were there, and you could just tell how well they get along. They like each other. They have a great rapport with Coach Davis.
And Coach Davis has a great rapport with them as well. He talked about how much he enjoyed being around his guys today at shoot-around. Maynard. Outside for Price. Another look from three. This one hits.
You have to knock down a couple of threes, Citadel does, just with the spacing. If you don't, then North Carolina is not going to come out and challenge.
The lead down to 5. Trimble into the post for Bacot. Scores again.
With the movement North Carolina just did on that possession is what they need to do, because Citadel is looking to double Bacot. I mean, they've just got a guy sitting on top of him besides the guy guarding him, so you have to give him some movement.
10 and 6 already for Bacot off the miss by Clark. Tipped outside to Nickel. Love on the run for the Tar Heels. Nickel's open for three. Catch and shoot. Rims out. Ash into the front court. Oh, you know he wants to shoot it. He launches it here. This one no good.
Hey, Coach Conroy was telling him to slow it down a little bit. And Ash says, Coach, I'm open.
Down low to Bacot, who hammers it home. 12 now for Bacot.
Yeah, he does a great job of pre-catch, putting himself in a position to score. So when he does get the ball, he knows exactly where he is and he can finish.
Tip of the cap to Seth Trimble, moving the offense along as the corner three by Jackson Price is good again. So the Georgia native keeping the Bulldogs in it. He's got 6.
Well, Price is really going to war with Bacot down low, so he's taking him on the perimeter.
Trimble down low, can't finish. Ash tries to shoot one over Bacot and gets it to go. And then gives a look over to the bench to say, how about that?
That's an unbelievable shot. Everybody said Ash is a tremendous shooter. And he and Clark are the heart and soul of this Citadel team. And you can tell Coach Conroy has them well prepared coming in here not to be intimidated.
Foul coming up. Ash and the Bulldogs feeling it.
There you see Ash coming down. Pump fakes. The distance doesn't matter. 2 for Citadel. Tell you, he's a tremendous player. He comes in to help Davis, Love, and Bacot and make them better. He does a great job of delivering the ball. He can play either guard spot. He really accelerates this North Carolina break and gets easy opportunities for people. He's just what Coach Davis was looking for coming in as a freshman.
Career high 3 assists on Saturday. He's got 3 assists in 8 minutes tonight for the Tar Heels off the bench.
But he plays with so much confidence, and he understands what his role is and who he's playing with.
Dontrez Styles in, and a foul coming up, and will step out once again. 3-point lead for the Tar Heels. Stay tuned. Stint. And Perry, as you take a look at what he's done so far, 4 wins against Division I opponents in November. That's a program record. He wanted to challenge his team coming out of the gate.
I tell you what, he has always done a great job. He was at Tulane, place I was at. I know the job he did there. He lost his 2 best players, transferred out his 2nd year after winning 20 games. And he's not going to be intimidated in this building. He understands what this team needs to do to beat this Carolina team.
He's been against the Tar Heels as a player and as a coach as well. As Clark trying to work some magic down low and scores.
Clark is fearless. I mean, he's not really a big guy, and he doesn't overpower you, but his skill set is really good. And everybody he's played against has given him rave reviews as far as his ability to pass and score the basketball.
Nance stops an 8-0 run from the Bulldogs. He's got 8. It's a lead of 4 for North Carolina.
Nance has done a really good job with this Carolina team in being able to stretch the floor. When you got a 4-man or 5-man that can shoot the ball like that, it just opens up driving lanes for Davis and Trimble and Love, and that's what Carolina, the way that they really want to play. 5th
turnover for the Bulldogs. By the way, rebounding out of that last media timeout, a problem for the Bulldogs. They have 7 total rebounds. The Tar Heels have 7 offensive rebounds. Not great.
No, but Citadel's ability to make the 3 has been the evening factor. And that's something, they're not a great three-point shooting team, but there's something that they have to be able to do to stay in this game today.
Jackson Price will head in. Is that foul committed by Stephen Clark? So Clark picks up foul number 2. That's team foul number 6 for the Bulldogs. Nance a little bit too strong on the first free throw. Thursday night, we have the #1 ranked women's basketball team in the nation on ESPN2 and the app. Aaliyah Boston and South Carolina square off against the South Dakota State Jackrabbits, who have already knocked off 2 ranked teams this season. Coverage from Sioux Falls begins at 7 Eastern as they defeated Louisville in November and Kansas State on Saturday. So a very intriguing game coming up on Thursday night. 9 now for Nance. 5-point lead for North Carolina. Ash swinging around the arc. Get it inside Price. He's got it here. Price turning around, can't score.
I don't understand why guys shoot the ball before they find the basket. And Price did it that time. He got the ball on a low block. The ball was out of his hands before he located the basket.
Corner 3 is in from Dontrez Styles.
He located the basket very quickly. They really like Styles. They think defensively he can really help. And if he can continue to knock down those jump shots, the threes like that.
First points of the season, by the way, for Styles.
And when you look at this Carolina roster and see how many minutes their guys play, it's hard to play that many minutes for the whole season. So some guys have to develop and come off the bench and help them.
With a shot clock winding down, Price with the layup. And again, the Bulldogs hanging around. Price with 8.
Price has played very, very well. Battling Bacot in the low post, being able to score himself offensively. He has really been a plus in this first half.
Jalen Washington in for the Tar Heels. What a great story he is. We'll get into that tonight. Davis, turnaround Jay, off the mark. Good box out. And a board for the Bulldogs. Long 3, missing high off the rim out of the hands of Morgan, and that ball gets stuck on top of the backboard. You hate to see it.
Yeah, but Ed Conroy really gives his team a lot of credit. A guy to take that type of 3 right off the second pass at Carolina, you can tell the confidence he's put in his ball club.
Well, that's a pretty good segue to Jalen Washington, who made his season debut against Georgia Tech on Saturday. He played 2 minutes, scored his first points of the season, coming off of a torn ACL in July of 2021, has come all the way back, and Carolina views him as a major piece, potentially, in what they're trying to do this year.
And that's really important. Coming off of an injury and getting the confidence that you had before you got the injury is really critical.
Off the miss, and a loose ball foul coming up here. Good battle down low, but it's won by Styles and the Tar Heels.
And this crowd is appreciating the lineup that Carolina has, where they got young guys now on the floor helping them, because they know that some of the veterans are going to need some blows as the season progresses.
1-on-1 situation after the foul, picked up by Colby McAllister. By the way, after Washington finished up on Saturday, he got doused with water by his teammates, who were so happy to see him out there and contributing after just what has been really a tumultuous time for him, dating back to his days in high school, and now finally being able to get back out on the floor for North Carolina.
You know, your teammates see you on the sidelines rehabbing and all the extra stuff you have to go through, and in the training room and the pain that you go through. So there's a total appreciation for how hard he's had to work to get back.
2 from Styles. He has 5. 8-point lead for North Carolina. Derek Jones and Perry Clark with you tonight from the Dean Dome. Bulldogs trying to hang around with the Tar Heels. Ash again from deep. This one misses. And the rebound taken away by R.J. Davis. Styles trying to keep his feet. Lost the ball. In the lane, the kick. Morgan from 3. The offensive rebound by A.J. Smith. Smith off the window and in.
That's a big time offensive rebound. One of the things Citadel is doing to try to eliminate North Carolina transition is putting 3 guys back. So both guards are getting back, and they're taking one of their forwards and not sending him to the guard.
Love into Washington. Washington fouled. And a couple of free throws on the way for Mr. Washington.
There you see Styles stepping up, knocking down a 3.
And Sean, as we bring you back to the Dean Smith Center, 6-point lead for the Tar Heels over the Bulldogs, is kind of continuing a little bit of that thought process. So let's get into it a little bit here, Perry. North Carolina lost 4 in a row. They won against Georgia Tech, as we know. There is a lot of concern in Tar Heel Nation about what's going on. What say you?
It's just college basketball. I mean, losing to Arkansas, Alabama, that's not a bad loss. I mean, being on the road and the environment they were in, going up to Virginia Tech and playing without Bacot, I mean, it's not a bad loss. I think that this team is starting to come together. The thing that makes teams really good in March is adversity early. They've gone through some adversity. Let's see the way that they're handling it.
On the horizon, by the way, for North Carolina, Ohio State, and Michigan on a neutral court coming up. And what a move there by A.J. Smith. He's got 4. Right back down the floor. North Carolina trying to take advantage. And Leaky Black, I believe, got hit there, leading to a whistle. And a couple of shots on the way.
I tell you what, coaches will tell you a team like Citadel is not necessarily a team you like to play right now because of the fact that you're in between league games. Citadel is very skilled. They pass the ball, they don't hurt themselves, and they're capable shooters.
Black no good on the first.
The thing they lack is the athleticism that a lot of the teams and maybe in the ACC may have, but as far as skill set, they're very good with that.
Our NBA Wednesday doubleheader has Julius Randle and the Knicks taking on DeMar DeRozan and the Bulls at 7:30 Eastern. Then Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves play their 4th game of a 5-game road trip against Kawhi, Paul George, and the Clippers. Our coverage tips off with NBA Countdown at 7 on ESPN and the app. The drive to the lane, missed shot, and Price had an opportunity there to follow off the miss by McAllister. A jump ball, the possession goes over to North Carolina.
The size of North Carolina around the rim has created problems for Citadel the whole game. That's why sometimes it's good to drive it and kick it and get a wide open shot.
Davis, kick to Nance, open for 3. Got it. Another 3 from Pete Nance. He's got 12 and a lead of 10. 41-31, timeout called by the Bulldogs. Largest lead of the game for North Carolina here, 10-point advantage. Derek Jones and Perry Clark with you from Chapel Hill tonight. As Hubert Davis trying to get his team to head into those tough games against Ohio State and Michigan coming up with a 2-game winning streak. But the Bulldogs have been feisty here tonight.
Well, for Carolina tonight, it's going to take a good workman effort to get this win tonight because this Citadel team is very fundamentally sound.
Madison Durer has the ball here. He has not scored yet in this game. Trying to create. His jumper contested, altered by Black. And the Tar Heels on the run. Outside, Davis 3. Connect. Three-pointer for R.J. Davis, averaging 16 points per game. And that extends the lead to 13. Price going to get past Bacot. Fires it up with the right hand, and it dips in.
That's a great run, and again, Price is able to step away from the basket. They also brought Clark back.
From the corner, the three is in for Caleb Law.
See, that's what the Carolina guards can do to you. I mean, they can hurt you so many different ways. They're such good shooters and drivers.
And a steal. 3-on-2. Black got stripped, and it went off of Leaky Black, out of bounds. Citadel basketball.
I really thought he was playing for the foul and thought he got fouled. I think the official was not really in a great position to see it because they were trailing. There you see the knockdown jump shot right there for the three. And that's what Carolina is really doing a good job with their guard play.
Clark contested by Nance. Bacot cleans it up. Davis. That's no good. Bacot tried to keep it alive. And a foul coming up. They just don't have answers for Bacot down low. Already has 7 rebounds.
But they're putting about 3 guys on. The minute the shot goes up, about 3 guys are banging him. They just aren't physically strong enough to still contain him. It's almost like gnats at a picnic. I mean, you know, they're more, it's more of a nuisance than anything else. And Bacot is looking for the fouls.
He does have that expression. That's a good comparison. As Bacot knocks down the free throw, he does have that look on his face sometimes down low, as if to say, will you guys get off of me? Bacot at the line for one more, and he's had a huge first half. 13 and 8. Stay at 13 and 8 with Nance called for a foul. Nance has 12. Price on the other side for the Bulldogs with 10. And rebounding has definitely been an issue in this game, but there, Nance picks up a foul trying to get an offensive board.
And that's a huge call because that could have been the 3rd on Clark, which would have been disaster for Citadel.
Much to the dismay here of the fans. Dean Smith Center. Clark. Side to Ash now. Back into Clark. Clark gets blocked by Bacot. Knocked to the floor, and a tie-up. Possession arrow points in favor of the Bulldogs.
Again, Citadel's having a hard time finishing at the rim. The size of North Carolina and athleticism is really creating a problem for them. There you see Clark driving. You know, they just got their hands straight up, clean block. Play on.
Clark, and he's really one of their toughest players. As the three missing, ball tipped around and grabbed by Styles. Obviously, he can score it, but also he's one of the premier shot blockers in program history. As Hubert Davis and the Tar Heels will call a timeout, and we'll draw something up here with 33 seconds left. A half as a head coach.
I think they're going to run some kind of horns action where they can get Bacot on a roll and pop maybe the other post, which would be Nance, and then put shooters in the corner.
Nance has been active in the first half. He's in double figures.
Clark is now out of the game. They don't want him to pick up his 3rd.
Also, maybe keep your eye on Tyler Nickel, who's back into the game as well. Davis going to work for the Tar Heels to close out the first half. Davis into the corner. Nance three, short.
Thought he shot it a little fast.
Citadel on the move. Morgan. And now Ash is fouled by Caleb Love with 6.6 seconds remaining.
Carolina always seems like they have fouls to give late in the half. That's been a Carolina tradition.
Now, why would they want to do that? Just to clarify.
So that you don't get a shot out of transition. You got to set it up. You got to take the ball out of bounds. It makes it a much more difficult offensive opportunity.
And another foul to give, and it makes it a little bit more difficult from a timing standpoint as well. So another foul picked up here.
They've always done a very, very good job with that. The only time it's become a problem is when they wanted to send teams to the foul line and they have to give so many to get there.
So now 16 fouls and a ball that's tipped out of bounds away from Price by Bacot.
The other thing that Carolina is known to do on these inbound plays is to double it and to try to come up with the steal.
Clark, 4 seconds. Ash from deep. This is everything. And it'll go back over to the Tar Heels. And the fans giving him the business.
But he had more space on that shot than he did on his couple other early ones. Maybe he had too much space.
At the half, 15-point lead for the Tar Heels. Strong finish for Carolina.
Carolina's doing a great job on the glass. Citadel has to clean that up because that's where Carolina's dominating.
13-8 for Armando Bacot. Off to the
earlier Citadel was knocking down some threes and staying around, but since then Carolina has really stepped up defensively.
It helps when you have the third best offensive rebounder in the nation in Armando Bacot. He's back on the floor. R.J. Davis on with Caleb Love. Shot clock to 10. Nance with 5 against Clark. Fadeaway J. Got it.
This is something that Carolina fans are going to get used to. Nance can not only on the perimeter face and shoot the three, but he can also post up and create problems for other people in that low post position.
14 points for the Northwestern transfer. North Carolina's 48 points in the first half, a season best through the first 20. Morgan with the kick out. Nance and Tyler trying to get going. His layup is no good.
But that's what Tyler does real well. He attacks the rim.
He had 20 and 9 against the College of Charleston, and what a block by Clark against Bacot out of bounds. Citadel basketball.
Bacot did not know he was there. He felt that his defender on him, rolled away from him, and was able to get a good look. He didn't see Clark coming over from the weak side.
Clark is adept at blocking shots. He's a team leader in block shots. That's his 16th of the season. He had 75 last season, and he is closing in on the program record by season's end.
Citadel is not going to change the way they're attacking.
Down low, a block on the other end by Bacot off of Price. Bacot, the kick to Black, and Black is fouled.
See, perimeter guys never mind getting the ball to you in the low post when you share it. And Bacot that time, instead of forcing a bad shot, kicked it for an easy shot. There you see Bacot rolling, making the block. He loves to do that and sets up his teammates for transition.
So Leaky Black at the line for a pair.
Bacot is just so important to the Carolina attack, both offensively and defensively. And these guys play so well off of each other.
That's the third foul picked up by Madison Durr. And we talked about Bacot's ability to rebound the basketball. He's becoming one of the best in the history of college basketball doing just that, averaging a double-double this season as Black gets both. And obviously, if North Carolina is going to get close to what they did last year, which is get to the Final Four and get to the national championship game, he's obviously going to have a monster, has to have a monster effort, but also has to get help as well.
Without question. And that's why it's important in this game for Coach Davis to start working that bench and getting that bench more involved.
Clark to it against Nance.
He's fearless in there. I mean, you know, he doesn't overpower you, but his skill set is very good.
He's got 8. Smart move there by Black to just throw it off of Durr. Stays with North Carolina.
You know, speaking of Black, every team, I've always maintained this, needs a guy you don't have to run a play for, and he can help you. That's Tiki Black. He does all the tough stuff for North Carolina. Defensively, offensively, rebounding, and they don't really run a lot of sets for him.
R.J. Davis bangs in a 3. He's got 6.
The Carolina guard always seem to come up with tough shots. I mean, they make really big-time shots.
Largest lead of the game for North Carolina at 20. That was one of their calling cards last year, late in the season. Big-time three-pointers. Ash over to Clark. Clark with 3 to shoot. Clark throws it up. Again contested by Nance. And a Carolina possession. Davis from deep. Tip outside to Love. Love. Oh,
he was trying to get Bacot.
And he gets the layup that time. Yeah, anticipating perhaps a lob play, but some miscommunication there.
He's telling the big guy, I was looking for you. They really, this Carolina team really does communicate well with each other.
And Price will limp off.
They see the shot is up. Price comes down off balance a little bit. Yeah, it's one thing to just rebound the ball. It's another thing to rebound the ball when the body's leaning up against you.
Morgan. Now over to Clark again. Clark. Down low, the feed, the bucket for Brady Spence.
Citadel is never going to get too far away from what they do.
Nance with the right-handed runner gets that one to go. He's got 16 points for the Tar Heels. Carolina pulling away here from the Citadel, but an answer provided by Elijah Morgan. Cuts to the rim and gets a layup. He's got 7.
Citadel's always going to space the floor. They're always going to cut and move. And defensively, they're going to make you play defense the whole possession. Davis
trying to deal with Morgan. He's screened by Bacot, and it's an illegal screen. How about R.J. Davis, Coach?
I tell you, big time.
Closing in on another double-double. It would be his 6th double-double of the season if he can grab another rebound. And then from there, he's right now sitting on 61 double-doubles all-time for his career. And the all-time list for double-doubles in program history. It's a who's who of basketball. Durr. That ball gets knocked out of bounds, but it went off of Durr, North Carolina ball.
It looked like Carolina tried to run a double there off the ball action. And that's what they'll do. They wind up changing defenses on you.
The Kangaroo Kid, Billy Cunningham at the top with 60 double-doubles all time. Armando Bacot looking for number 55. Love, corner 3. And Bacot almost had his hands on rebound number 10.
You know, the one thing about Bacot, he rebounds outside of space. So a lot of guys just rebound when the ball comes right off to him. But he goes and gets it wherever it may come off the rim.
That's number 4, by the way, on Madison Durr. Bacot catches, turns, and a travel. 7th turnover of the night for the Tar Heels.
It looked like he tried to quicken. Yeah, he picked up his other pivot foot.
Bulldogs trying to get back into this thing as A.J. Smith can't convert at the rim. Out to Black. Black stumbles and a turnover.
That's what Black really does for this team. He bobbled that one, but in transition, his athleticism and his speed, he really gets easy baskets.
Into the corner. For Smith now. The three from the left side. Missing from Morgan. Black on the move for North Carolina. Baseline drive and the cutoff and the turnover yet again. Number 9 of the night. Forced by the Citadel. Clark's three misses. And a rebound controlled by Caleb Love of North Carolina. Step back three. Connects.
You see what they do on their transition. Everybody goes to a spot, and you don't have guys running on top of each other. That time, Black went to the corner. Bacot went to the basket, and it created a shot for Love right up top with space.
Love is the leading scorer this season with 18 per. He's got 14 tonight. Clark open from deep. That's short. And the battle down low, and a loose ball foul coming up against A.J. Smith.
There you see him in transition. You see the corners are occupied, the wings occupied. So Love right there is wide open for three in transition. But that's because of the spacing in their transition offense that Carolina does.
North Carolina 9 of 19 from three tonight. Coming in, they were shooting 28% from three, which is on pace to be the lowest in Carolina history. As Love to feed to Bacot. Bacot turning around, can't score, loose. Nickel, ball bounced off his leg. He's got it for quarter three. Got it.
Again, sharing the basketball.
Timeout called by the Citadel. The Nickel three, a 65-39 lead for the Tar Heels.
You see, when the Tar Heels share the ball like this, it makes basketball fun. Nickel joined the
most double-figure rebounding games in program history. He's picked up his 55th double-double in 110 games played. And he is putting together quite a resume as Billy Cunningham atop of a lot of those charts, and he's starting to surpass him.
Without question. His energy, especially every night, you know you're going to get a double-double out of a guy. As a coach, that's really satisfying, and that helps you do your game planning. A great career.
Ball tipped away by Caleb Love. It'll stay with the Bulldogs. And I feel like it's safe to say this is more of what Carolina fans expected from their team on a night-in, night-out basis.
Yeah, but again, that's a work in progress. It's not an automatic, we start to come out and we're going to play like we did last year. We have to work to that. We have to go through some fires. Things have to happen. Guys have to grow.
Brady Spence now with 6 after that follow dunk. The tip and nearly a turnover, but Bacot gets it right there on the spot, and a foul drawn.
You know, Derek, back when I first got into business, guys used to sit in January, and November, and December at home, and they never went on the road till like mid-January. Now, teams are out, they're playing in different venues, they're playing tougher opponents, and so it takes some time to get the chemistry.
The annual ACC Huddle Bowl preview special is tomorrow at 6 Eastern, right over on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Jordan Cordette, Eric Macklin, EJ Manuel, and Mark Richt will take a look at the 9 ACC teams playing in a bowl game with team breakdowns and comprehensive analysis like only the guys can provide. The ACC has sent at least 9 teams to a bowl every year since 2016. And Perry, you hit on something there. It's a challenge now, especially if you're a top program. You get a lot of these neutral site games and very challenging schedule for North Carolina. As Trimble all the way in, can't get it to go, tipped around. Styles tried to keep it alive. He could not. Near side three, McAllister. That is no good. Taken away by Caleb Love.
And the NCAA committee has also pushed tougher schedules for seeding, getting in the tournament, which has encouraged coaches to go out and play tougher early season schedules.
Morgan. Clark with the feed, and that's intercepted by Styles. Love back over to Styles. Perry, you said it earlier, sharing is caring, and business is good right now for the Tar Heels.
Well, this is the type of game that Hubert Davis wanted with his team. He wanted to be challenged. He needed guys to step up. He needed to start to play some guys on his bench. And so all those things have taken place, and he still has a lead.
David Maynard with the three to cut it to a 24-point game. Bacot with the drop for Nickel. Nickel under duress. Love will try a three. That's good. That team that could not hit three-pointers, it's a little bit of a different story tonight.
Well, they're moving the basketball, and they're getting shots in rhythm, which makes a huge difference than trying to shoot contested shots.
50% from three tonight, 17 for Caleb Love. Good defense by Trimble, and the block on Morgan. Love, the kick, Styles three, short. Approaching the midway point of half two. North Carolina has stepped on the gas late in the first half and into the second half. McAllister feeds down low as Clark tries to take Styles for a ride and score.
And again, Carolina's playing very good defense against a team that offensively does a heck of a job executing.
10 for Clark. The feed down low for Nickel, and one. Tyler Nickel got some contact, got the bucket. He's got 5. Coach Dontrez Styles.
It's great.
Hammered it down.
Transition. Styles on a great finish. That's the Carolina break at its best.
Of 1991, North Carolina won 97-58. Hubert Davis led the Tar Heels in scoring with 16. But here's a cool one. Ramey Styons, one of the referees tonight, right there, refereed the game in 91. I mean, that's crazy.
He's in tremendous shape, and that is really crazy. But it just goes to show the stamina of these officials to be able to do that, and Hubert was a heck of a player. I don't think of these kids really realize how good a player Hubert Davis was.
He was sensational. Ramey Styons talked to him before the game and mentioned that to him, and he said, oh man, I was like 12 years old back then. The Citadel in a hole here, down 74-46, a turnover. Tyler Nickel on the move. He's got 8.
Defensively, Carolina is really active right now. And again, they're getting other guys in the lineup. You got Trimble out there. You got Styles out there. You got Nichols out there. They're getting playing time for guys that they really want to count on. They see a loose ball right there. And Nichols right there. He looks behind him to see who's coming to make sure he can finish it off. Big time dunk.
Well, Perry, you hit on a key point with North Carolina's upcoming schedule and then jumping into really the throes of the ACC season. Depth is huge.
Without question. I mean, there's already been some teams that have been bit by some injuries and setbacks. And so having and developing your bench is really important. You know, you got Ohio State, Michigan, before you go to Pitt, which will be a tough game. I mean, right now you're really getting in the throes of it, and to be able to develop your players and your bench like that is really important.
And obviously, Ohio State, Michigan, that back-to-back, very tough. But as you said, Pitt was not picked to finish high in the ACC, 14th. They've started out well. Wake Forest is a challenge. Notre Dame, and so there are no nights off, no gimmies coming up.
Coaches don't want to hear about where guys were picked. I mean, that's the last thing they want to hear, because the game is to be played. That's why you play the game.
Durr still trying to find the rhythm tonight. Oh, he blasts through. Oh, a blocking foul called against R.J. Davis. The fans apoplectic, even up 30.
Yeah, that one was close, but we knew Durr. I mean, he really is tough. He's very aggressive. He likes to get to the front of the rim. It looks like he held his position. I mean, that's a tough call.
That'll be a foul, number 2, against R.J. Davis. And how about this? Durr at the line, first free throws of the night for the Bulldogs. Down low, turnaround shot. Washington knocks it down. Jalen Washington with a turnaround J to extend the lead to 78-46.
And that'll get his confidence going to him right away, and him knocking down a jump shot.
Morgan, the ball off his hands.
You know, this Carolina team, they don't play a lot of zone, you know, and they really hit you with the man-to-man. Hubert has got them all to believe in the man-to-man. They will extend it with some full court pressure. But again, how well they play together and help each other defensively, I think is really impressive for this time of the year.
Washington lays it up and in, and the foul. Jalen Washington getting into rhythm. He's got 6.
This young man was very talented coming out. You know, he had the injury, but he is really looking like he's back in form.
Bench loving what they're seeing out of their teammate.
I tell you, the energy the benches have. And now they have their own little routines, you know. Guys get up like they're playing the guitar when a guy knocks down a 3, and they got their own little dance and everything. I mean, so.
As Washington can't finish off the three-point play. The bench celebration has evolved over the years, that's for sure. And Clark gets fouled by Washington as we'll go to break. Carolina up, under 8, 7:52 left. Much. Noah Clowney in Alabama set to take on Memphis at the top of the hour. That should be a fantastic matchup.
It should. The Davis kid at the point guard for Memphis is really, really good. Penny's got that team rolling. It ought to be a really exciting game.
80-49 lead for North Carolina. 9 different Tar Heels scoring tonight. Washington, the kick to Styles. Trimble. Trapped underneath the baseline, looking for help. Throws it up, a little short. Ash with the loose ball. Washington trying to provide resistance. Durr in the lane, spins. The kick out to Morgan. His 3. Clark with a rebound. Clark's layup is good.
You really have to be impressed with Clark. Coach Conroy still wants his team to execute and run the same way, that same plays that they did earlier today, because of the fact that they can carry that on as the season progresses.
Clark has 13. Styles, beautiful turnaround jumper. He's got 9. So Hubert Davis going into the bench here and seeing some results. The kick. Bailey Conrad tries a 3. Styles with the board. Into Washington. Washington, 2 men on him. Could not finish at the rim. Ash pull up 3. Rims out. Trimble had 2 hands on it and then got fouled by Ash. So those shots that were dropping in the first half for Ash, not so much here in half 2.
Well, he's had to play defense against this Carolina pace. Also, the fact that they're running different guards at him.
So Will Shaver will head into the game. Jalen Washington will sit, and he's going through a transition, obviously, seeing time on the floor after recovering from that ACL injury and getting back into game shape. So it's going to be a progress for him so far.
Oh, without question. They want to do it in spurts. So they want him to build up his confidence. They want him to build up his conditioning, and that's all a part of it.
Justin McCoy in as well. One more from Seth Trimble. Freshman knocks down the second free throw.
They really have high expectations for Trimble because they feel he is a leader. They think he's a point guard that really does a great job of disrupting on the defensive end and distributes the ball extremely well.
Well, as you know from your days in the ACC, the standard for point guards here at North Carolina
is pretty high.
Yes. Clark working. A contest by McCoy and a possession for the Tar Heels. Trimble gets blocked. And tracked down by Conrad. Conrad still can't hit from 3. Nickel does a nice job rebounding. Styles into the post. A layup by Shaver gets rejected.
Clark is really good defensively. I mean, he's made a couple really good blocks.
Open lane for A.J. Smith, an easy layup. He's got 6.
Hubert wants him now to slow it down. He wants him to execute, run their offense.
McCoy will fire away. Austin Ash with the rebound.
Coaches never mind you taking a quick shot if it comes out of your offense. They have problems when you take quick shots that are really not in your offensive system.
Durr takes it all the way and lays it in. He's a little shaken up, making his way back to his feet. He's got 4. Nickel again. Can't convert this time. Durr, room for a 3. Another box out and another rebound for the Tar Heels. They've been monsters on the glass tonight.
Hubert's really telling them to push the basketball. That's what he wants. He wants transition baskets. He wants them to take a look at the post guys who rim run for him, and they want his Carolina team to play at that pace.
Justin McCoy, the Virginia transfer, drills a 3. And we'll step out for a quick timeout from Chapel Hill. Tar Heels up. Alabama certainly has had a big week. Number 4 in the country. And they'll try to knock off Memphis coming up right after this game. Clark with the right hand. Tipped around, and Price, who's been quite active tonight, will draw the foul. Coming up next at 9 on ESPN2, Brandon Miller, number 4 Alabama, hosts Penny Hardaway's Memphis Tigers at Coleman Coliseum. Tremendous atmosphere coming up tonight at 9 o'clock for what should be a fun game between the Tigers and the Crimson Tide. I mentioned Alabama being number 4 in the nation. A change at the top with Houston falling to Alabama. Purdue in the mix, and Virginia representing the ACC at number 2.
I'm surprised Alabama's at 4. Kelvin Sampson told me that Alabama team was the first team he played against that he thought was a better rebounding team than his. That's saying an awful lot. and that's why they went into Houston and wound up getting that win.
It's a very intriguing top 10 with Purdue at the top as Price beats the defense down the floor for the layup. Of course, North Carolina will see Virginia later on in the season. You have the big game between Virginia and Houston on the horizon as well.
Yeah, that's coming up, I think, this weekend. And I tell you, it's going to be a lot of changes. It's such balance, but it's going to be an exciting college basketball season. We haven't even gotten into January yet.
Boy misses. It's hard to believe that this team we're looking at here in North Carolina is Ash. Can't get that one, gets it back, trying to fight through it and gets it to go. Austin Ash with an impressive fight. Of course, the 4-game losing streak knocked North Carolina out of the top 25. They were preseason #1. And now,
there's no question they're going to be back in the top 25. They're too talented. I think they've got some pieces that are starting to develop and come, and I think they're getting healthy. I think they're home, and Coach Davis talked about the scheduling was really not in their favor with the travel and everything, not making excuses. It's just a fact, and I think that once they get into ACC play, things will settle down.
Tyler Nickel earning himself some playing time for this performance tonight.
Well, that's what they're looking for him to do, being able to knock down jump shots. You got so many guys that can create off the bounce. Now you need finishers on the perimeter. And again, the way North Carolina spaces the floor, it creates that kind of scoring.
A career-high 11 points for Tyler Nickel, the freshman out of Harrisonburg, Virginia. Outside, Nickel again. Got it.
Confidence. This game is so much about confidence. And coaches do a great job of building confidence. And sometimes we don't understand why guys do certain things because they understand their players, they understand their makeup, and they're trying to get them feeling good about themselves. Great pass right there. Again, looking for the shooter, knocks it down. These guys like each other. Part of the Carolina DNA is assists. That's why they started the thing of pointing to the guy that makes the pass. They have so many talented players. Getting them to play together has always been the mantra here at North Carolina.
That foul, by the way, charged to A.J. Smith, and his third picked up as Nickel continues to add to his total. Nickel on the way with another as North Carolina closes in on 100 points, which is of high interest to the fans here in North Carolina. If they hit the 100-point barrier, they get free biscuits. So sure, they're happy about a W that's incoming, but they want some biscuits too. Sure. The kick out and the corner three is knocked down by A.J. Smith. Smith now with 9. Creighton Lebo into the game. Dewey Ferris, who has the basketball here. Corner three. Oh. Rattling out the battle on the floor. Lebo, a jump ball in the possession. Points in favor of the Bulldogs. Had a crack there at the 3, could knock it down, but good hustle.
These guys are the campus heroes now. These are the guys that walk around, and that's all they'll talk about tomorrow is these guys getting in the game. And if they can walk off and get them some biscuits too, man, they will be heroes for the rest of the year.
With the win here for North Carolina, it'll be their 20th against the Citadel. They'll move to 20-0. And that'll be an UNC record, a continuation of that record. Those victories against an opponent without a loss. Knocks it down.
He'll be a big man at the student union tomorrow.
97-64. Making Dad proud, I'm sure. A rebound off the miss, grabbed by Bo May. 97 points. Let's see, the 3. That's pressure.
That's a Carolina moment.
Price at the buzzer. And an impressive way to end this performance tonight. Perry, a huge effort by the Tar Heels.
Love the performance. I love the balance. I love the assist. I love the way they dominated the glass, and they really played great defense.
North Carolina wins their second game in a row. On to the Big Ten.